Friends, it's grafting season. We need to step up. So, here is my A-level biology paper 1 last minute reminders to help you stop losing marks. You see, I tutor a lot, and I mean a lot. So I see different range of people and their performances, the way they think, and I have decided to instill some key points from that experience to see whether you make them or not and how to rectify it. So before we begin, who actually am I? Like my name is in bioexamtech, right? Naturally, it's actually Artemis. I studied dentistry at university, got 3 stars, and the whole reason why I have this channel in the first place, I think it would be beneficial for you to know, it's because I couldn't answer biology exam questions no matter how much I tried. I would literally cry on the floor, like it wasn't even funny at that point. It really was not. And so I told my friend 1 month before the exams had started in the park because we had to do a little mental health walk, it hit those levels. And I told her straight up that if I got an A-star, I said this in the heat at the moment as well, I'm going to teach people my like A-level biology like exam technique method on YouTube. And well, here you are watching said video. Now, before recording this video, for full transparency, I woke up from quite literally what I'd say a nightmare. Now, the nightmare was the fact that I woke up and I swear to God, I literally saw, I don't know why I was doing 4 A-levels at the time, but I saw my results as if I just did my A-levels, and it scared me because firstly, they weren't even biochem and maths, they were other subjects, and they were low grades. Like when I tell you, I've never woken up so quick in my life. I had terror, right? I'm in second year of like university. Okay, I've done my A-levels, okay? That was like what, 2023? But I was so scared today. So I was like, no, this is a sign. I need to make this video because who knows, right? These things that I'm mentioning right now, I'm going to mention, they might be the differentiating factor between you getting 1 grade to another or 1 grade versus 2 grades up, So just before we begin, I just kind of want to draw your attention to this. So I have a whole playlist, 21 videos. I mean, I'm doing too much there, but anything for the people, am I right? Yeah, so I have a playlist called How Do I Revise? Now I have tons of stuff. So admittedly, these are from like 2024 when I made them, but the advice still remains the same. So I'm not really gonna do this type of video because I've already done it before. I'm only gonna repeat what I said. That's why this year I'm doing reminders to help you stop losing marks rather than last minute reminders where I go through exam technique. I go through what you should do before the exam, a week leading up to the exam. Yeah, so everything in terms of that you would require are in these videos. My stats test video is like it's actually crazy because it's on like 20,000 views. Everybody loves this video, and it's the one video I'd made on a big whim, but it became my most successful video. So everything to do with statistical tests are there. So when it comes to paper 1, think about what stats tests are involved and go correspond it with this. Everything is here, I'm telling you now. So yeah, last minute paper 1 advice is there, okay? And then we've got a cheeky little checklist for yourselves. So I'm just saying this in case it's your first time looking at my channel. I'm a bit of a veteran at this. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing it for a couple of years now. So yeah, I just wanted to draw your attention to that. Right. I want to get something straight. I'm not predicting what paper 1's going to have, but I'm predicting the mistakes that the examiners are going to see. So let's begin. Number 1, I'd say the most common mistake is that people stop their explanation too early. They think it's too obvious, For example, right? So, if you know anything about me, you know I love Zootopia. So I've got Nick and Judy. Anybody can give me a suggestion of what characters to use in the next video. But yeah, we're going to use Nick and Judy, okay? Now, Nick basically says, for example, the tertiary structure of the protein changes. Or changed. Okay, sick. But they're like, okay, but what? It's too abrupt. Okay, so when I say people are stopping the explanations too early, I want you to start using the word so. So that means, so there is. Because when you do that, you're adding more knowledge. Now, ultimately, right, you didn't learn the content for this A-level for you not to use it in in the place that it matters the most, which is the exam. Don't half-heartedly or just answer like the questions. Like, what's going on? This is a time to be chalant. Why are you being nonchalant? Like, this is not the time. Do you want the marks or not? So you need to say that to yourself, right? And it's kind of hard because sometimes you might be like, yeah, but it's too easy, it's too obvious. I don't need to write that. No, you do. You do. Okay? The examiner, literally, imagine they're a little kid. Okay? A little kid with a little lollipop. Right? Little lollipop. And you need to tell them straight up how things are. Okay, I don't know what sort of lollipop that would be, but moving on, right? So be chalant. Say what you want to say. So for example, this is like the best case. This is where I had learned this kind of technique from when I was doing my A-levels. There was this time where it basically said that, oh, this enzyme had inhibited the sodium ion channels. Now, I thought, oh, okay, sodium ion channels are blocked. So then I wrote after that, yeah, no action potential occurs. Okay, no action potential. But do you know how many points are in between those two statements? Okay, if the sodium channels are blocked, literally, let's hold each other's hand and like go through it one by one. If the channel's blocked, well, clearly sodium ions cannot enter, period. So, right? So if those ions can't enter, well, then no depolarization can occur. So then no action potentials can occur. That's literally 3 marks, right? I didn't do anything special. I just thought about the content methodically. And then if something stopped, everything like a domino stops after that. So you want to go from feature, so if the channel's blocked, if the tertiary structure is changed, so it has this effect. For example, the sodium ions cannot enter. Oh, the primary structure changes. And then you say the consequences, so no action potential. Oh, different folding, different active site, So your task is to practice this. So find any questions from these specific topics, and you can use this framework of the feature, so it has effect, so it results in this consequence. Does that make sense? Yes. Right, next one. Say the molecule, not just it. Why am I seeing people saying, oh my god, it breaks it down, it breaks it down? Who? Who? Genuinely, who? Like, the neighbor? The cat? Who did it? The unicorn? Right? So you need to stop assuming that the examiner knows what you're talking about. What did I say earlier? The examiner is literally a 5-year-old, okay, with a little lollipop, okay? 5-year-old. 5-year-olds, they need to be told. Trust me, they need to be told, okay? So tell them, right? Showcase your knowledge. So, instead of saying, oh, it breaks it down, and let's say you're in like module 2 right now, instead of that, you could be like, oh, RNA polymerase joins RNA nucleotides by phosphodiester bonds. Oh, DNA helicase breaks hydrogen bonds between complementary bases. As an example, name the enzyme, name the substrate, name the bond, and name the products. Enzyme, DNA helicase, substrate, or bases, right? The bonds, hydrogen bonds. The products, I guess it's bases again, really, but you know what I mean. So your task is to practice biological molecules and enzymes. There's a reason why I've singled out those 2 topics, because this is where this framework of you're having to say the molecule or the enzyme or whatever, really showcases that in those 2 topics. So that's your task for that. Number 3, this is where you can easily grab marks, man. Easily. Okay? Process the graph in writing and in numbers. Why are people, again, being too nonchalant? What is going on? It is genuine epidemic right now, okay? The mistake is that people are describing trends too vaguely. Oh my god, the temperature increases, so the rate increases and decreases. What? Okay, yeah, that's vague. What did I say? Tell the kid straight up. Well, actually, it increases from this number to this number. Remember, use your units. That's very important, okay? And then, actually, matter of fact, then a decrease between this and this number plus units. And you know what? Just to top it all off, it actually fluctuated too between x and y number with units. When the graph fluctuates, I'm going to be so real, yeah, the examiner's begging you to talk about it. They're actually begging you. Okay, so remember, if a graph fluctuates, like it goes up and down, but around this like a certain point, that is fluctuation. So what you need to do for graphs, when I say process the graph, I mean say the trend, okay? Say the trend, just like Judy did, but go a step further like Nick did, where he used data from the graph and he included units. So your task is to practice graph questions because listen, this is definitely coming up. Graph questions are 100% coming up, right? So find graph questions and use this framework of the green, like darker green sticky note to practice it. Okay, it's a very easy fix, but can give you so many marks easily. Now the fourth thing is about transport of any substance or molecule needing a gradient. So the mistake is that people aren't specifying the type of movement across the membrane. Okay, so Nick, for example, says, oh, it moves across the membrane. Firstly, it. Who's it? Secondly, what do you mean it moves across the membrane? What? Like, I don't know, with a jetpack? By train? Do you see what I mean? If I'm having to say all these random words after reading a sentence, then clearly it wasn't specific enough and the examiner won't accept that. They won't like that. So Judy understands that there are different types of movement across a membrane. So if it was diffusion, her wording for the mark scheme would be down a concentration gradient. The reason why it's down is because it's passive, yeah? No ATP is required. So if you ever get confused, remember diffusion's as if you're going you're walking down a hill. That's very easy, okay? Active transport is the opposite of diffusion, where it's going against the concentration gradient using ATP and carrier proteins. So this is down a hill, okay? Active transport is as if you're going against the hill. Now that takes energy, right? You're huffing and puffing. So that's an analogy for that. Osmosis is to do with water potential across a partially impermeable membrane. Facilitated diffusion is passive, but it's just via channel and carrier proteins. But the reason why it's passive, despite using these proteins, is because again, it's down the concentration gradient, down the hill. You are not huffing and puffing. Actually, matter of fact, you're laughing and smiling. Okay, so your task is to practice this sort of wording in membrane exam questions and implement it. Does that make sense? I would take that as a yes. So these four things, they seem very simple, but I assure you, okay, listen, as I said, I'm quite well versed in the A-level world, okay? I know a thing or two. And these are things that genuinely they move people's grades. Like if you're if you're on a B, especially a B, can I just say, this is yeah, if you're on a B, right, this is the easiest fix you can do to get an A. Because at that point, it's probably not maybe it's 20% a content issue, but 80% exam technique issue. These things, if you actually specify and just stop being nonchalant and be chalant in the paper when you write your answers, you will not be losing these silly marks. And you know what's really funny? These sort of things, my students, when they get these things wrong, they're like, oh, I made silly mistakes. But I tell them there is no such thing as a silly mistake. It was a processing error on your behalf. It was a cognitive thing where you didn't think that you had to do that thing, right? So we have these four sticky notes. If you implement them, I mean, I've given you tasks, right? See how it plays out. Okay, you know what your homework is after this session, and a little side quest for yourself. You just need to think in different ways so that you can operate in a different manner in the exam. Okay, so no matter what question comes and it throws at you, you'll be slick and sly like Nick Wilde, you know? So yeah, that is my last minute reminders to help you basically stop losing marks. And please remember that this playlist of how do I revise my channel is a gold mine. Okay, it's literally what I wish someone had told me. So use and abuse it, you know? Anyways, I hope that was useful. Any video suggestions and stuff, put it down in the comment section below and I will try my best. And good luck revising, enjoy the sun, and friends, it's time to start grafting, let's be real. See you in the next one. Bye bye.